Hello.
Hi.
What were you working on here?
Trying to get him to calm down.
Okay.
Quite
So,
frequently.
gotcha.
Frankly, yeah.
Okay.
He's a little jumpy, so
Sure. What's your number?
49.
Who was he being jumpy with? Yep. 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 That's fine.
Just everything.
Just at the environment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's he do over in your environment?
Fine. Yeah, calm. I took him to Austin's work yesterday just to kind of get him out and stuff. And he wasn't this bad, but he still was like kind of, it's a new environment, so he was nervous, but yeah. Just kind of worked with him.
Okay. Is there anything about the environments that you feel like he struggles with?
I think he's just generally nervous with like places he's not familiar with.
Okay.
And then once you add people and
Random sounds.
things and kids and other dogs, it just kind of heightens things.
Yep.
So at Austin's work, I mean, there were only a few. It's like a little mini strip mall, just kind of in the middle of nowhere. So there's not a lot of people, but there were some walking around. So it wasn't as bad as this, but so his behavior was kind of similar, just not as heightened as it is now.
Sure. And what did you do? How are you remedying that?
If he's like barking or whining or like pulling, just kind of using the same things, getting him to like sit like this and just be calm.
Okay.
Kind of. So.
Are you seeing a gradual like decline in his stress levels, or are you seeing like he's actually starting to calm down quicker?
I don't know about quicker, but I feel like as time went on, he did settle down a little bit. He never got to the point where he was like completely calm, but it was, it was better than when we had gotten there. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How many times have you been able to do that?
Friday was probably one of the first times.
Okay, so still early. Yeah, early. Okay. So what I would do is definitely, like even with your walks, if there's like an area by you that's busier, I would start targeting that, making that a regular part of the walk now.
Yeah.
Because if we know he's doing better in just your environment, then we want to press him more. So more exposure will help him get over that more quickly.
Okay.
And just like kind of breaking out and doing things you wouldn't do with him.
Yeah.
Like a PetSmart trip maybe?
Yeah, Home Depot, PetSmart, a lot of places now. I know in the city, like Best Buys are now dog friendly. Well, now there's COVID, but but like I know Home Depot, we take dogs to Home Depot a lot. PetSmart, Petco, because you got the carts, the lights, the dogs, the scents, the noise, like a lot of stuff, close quarters, things like that. So you can use that to your advantage. They'll probably stop you and talk to you and say like, oh my God, what are you doing with your dog? So I just ignore them and say, leave me alone. But I've had that happen to a couple clients.
Yeah.
So, but Home Depot's one. We go there all the time for training our board and trains and stuff. So that's a nice environment to use, especially with winter coming, that you can work with, okay? Anything else with this guy?
No, I think, this week we worked on like going to his like play.
Oh yeah, you was telling me about for dinner you had him.
I did it with dinner once for me, and then we did it when he was cooking. So it was a little more of a struggle when he was home and there was more going on. But, I think we got up to a point where he was there for like a half an hour straight.
Oh wow, yeah.
He's laying down, and you can see that he knows there's this, and so he's a little more stressed than if he was just like sleeping, but he was like laying down and just panting a little bit.
Yeah.
He laid down or he put his head down maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more you expose him to that, the faster you'll start seeing him go to that that settled state. Watch here. All right. There you go. Now relax. Good. It's okay. Good. Was there a tap there? Good. Yeah. So that he because it was such a cluster, and now there he goes. Okay. So right there, you could have, but I would have not.
Yeah.
I would see like, what do you do next?
Right. That's
Right.
kind of what I was. Yeah.
Yeah. So then he immediately settles. So what he just learned was like all this happened, right? He gave in a little bit, but nothing bad, nothing too much, and then resolved it. And then he laid back like, oh, okay, cool. Like that wasn't too bad. So like if we kept having that repeat, then you would see like he's laying down like this, and then he doesn't even budge anymore. Okay. So that would tell you like where he's at in terms of accepting things. All right. And relax. Good. Like that. Okay.
I've noticed he's been bumping me with his muzzle. I don't know if that's just he's not used to it or if he's just like frustrated.
Sometimes they do it to try to rub it off. Okay. Or like if he's in a tight heel, they'll like kind of just as they're walking bump against you.
It's more like when he's like turning or something. So
sure.
I think he's just bumping it, but it is when he's frustrated.
Yeah. It's a pretty common thing. Yeah. So, but good. Anything else?
No, not really.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can see he's still under stress here, but this is much better than the first time we were here, so that's real good work. Okay. Anything in particular that you would like to cover today?
Maybe I follow you guys on Instagram, so I was kind of watching. I think it was Maddie's video about like keeping kind of a boundary.
Oh, the threshold thing.
Yes. And I know we've talked before about how he is like Velcro to me all the time.
Correct.
And I kind of like when he does that, sometimes it just instinctively after everything that's happened, it makes me a little nervous. So I usually turn around and kind of address it a little bit, but I've kind of been like going into his space so he gets out of mine. I don't know if there's a better way to.
That's how I do it.
Okay.
So what we would do is when you're ready, set up that Zoom, because the in the Zoom lesson when we cover the door stuff, did I send you the door video?
Not yet. No.
Okay, so I need to send that to you. I always, because I'm here all day and then I get home and I forget. Is if you can remind me to send you the door video. Is that video was actually, Maddie used to be a client of mine.
Okay.
So that's how I know Maddie. But Maddie, when I met her, already was like, she's all about dogs and trained her own dog and everything. So when I came in, I'm like, you really don't need me. I'm like, your dog's pretty good. So then I helped her with the off-leash stuff. So I taught her the threshold thing. So I do similar, except I do it through remote as well. Okay. Because for her, with Redder and Tango, they're different personality type, right? So she knows a number of ways of going about it. With Leon, we would do body language and flushing paired with remote. And this would be the thing that we would use for like when people come over to get them to calm down and not be so frantic. But it can also be used in like the Velcro dog situation of like, I don't need you to be like, place is one way because it's here, don't move, right? But then there's also like, I don't care what you do, but just don't follow me all over the place and you just stay over here, okay? So yeah, we can definitely cover that for the next, for the Zoom lesson, for sure, okay? Anything else you'd like to cover?
Whatever you had planned.
Because I know you said you're out of town and stuff. So,
I work a lot,
okay. So do we want to review, see how he's doing with the, with what you remember? I just want to see what you remember. Because if you remember it correctly, that's what matters. Because that means you're going to practice it correctly. If you're making any mistakes or maybe we misremembered anything, I can adjust that. We'll do the heel stuff first. And did you review the play stuff with him as well?
A little bit.
A little bit? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll use this to kind of catch you up. Because part of that whole bullying thing and stuff like that is you being more, not just a part of his life, but like also by more like another disciplinarian, that there has to be that respect factor. Okay, so we'll do that.
Cool.
So let's go into swap handlers here. And when's the last time you've worked with Leon?
Me?
Yeah.
It's been a few weeks.
Okay, all right. And you said your number was?
It's 49.
Okay. Yeah, keep forward. Go ahead and slow down. You're going to come to a stop. Good. So he's transferred a good chunk right? Like you didn't have to do much there. I'm gonna have you light pull to your left, tap, tap, light pull up, tap. There you go. I'm gonna have you, we're gonna give a little bit more slack, because now that we got the muzzle, we don't have to worry so much about like, is he going to nip at me? Yeah. And you wanna relax that left arm, because you do tend to tense up when you walk with him, which is pretty normal in most cases. But we wanna drop that habit, because it's gonna up tap. It's going tap, yep, to lead to escalating and relax that state of mind, okay? So whenever you're putting tension, it should always be directional tension, relax. So like right now when he laid down, you lightly pulled up and tapped. Right. Once we got that response, I relaxed the leash, no need for the tension anymore, okay? Because you already got across what you needed him to do. Right. So always remembering to bring that arm down is, we're gonna do another kind of just walk back and forth, and then we're gonna review the technicalities, the heel with the left leg, which I think we tried, and that's when he was getting kind of nippy.
That's when he got.
Yeah, okay, so we're gonna revisit that. And then after that, hopefully we have some time that I'll cover place command with you as well. Okay. And then this way, when you go home, like everybody's on the same page, okay? Good. So whenever you're ready, forward.
Yeah, I'm worried about stepping.
Turn and relax that arm, tap, tap. Well, yeah, keep that arm relaxed. Tap, forward, tap, 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 tap. Yep, forward. Now keep moving. Tap, yep. Tap, tap. There you go. Relax that arm. Good. Now slow down so stop.
See how he's like kind of...
Tap, yep. So in order for him to learn to not do that, for dogs, he has to do it.
Right.
Relax.
I get it. Yeah.
Right? So like for a kid, you can tell them like, you don't put your hands on other kids and hurt them. And they understand what that means, and they can just apply it. Up, tap, tap. Good. For dogs, we tap, tap, tap. We don't have that, okay? So that's why I have that big old bite suit. So if I have a dog that's legitimately aggressive, they need to bite and learn it's not gonna happen. So I have that suit on, they bite me, and I can remote them and correct them for the actual biting, but not at any risk to myself, okay? So here, when he did that, you just wanna keep your movement forward, and you can put tap, tap, a little bit of tension on him to direct him away, but you want the tapping to ultimately be what gets him to disengage. He has to make the decision, okay? So it's like when dogs grab at the leash and they pull at it, most people tend to remove the leash from their paws, and they have to do that forever because the dog's not doing it intentionally. Right. You have to make him give up whatever it is on his mind, okay? We're at 49.
Yes.
Let's go to 54. Okay?
Okay.
And then relax. Good. And forward. Relax. Turn. Tap. Tap. Keep forward. Relax. It's okay. Keep forward. Tap. Tap. Forward. Tap. Tap. Yep. Relax. Slow turn. Yep, relax that arm. So you want to keep that arm just down, okay? Now slow down to a stop here. Now here, there we go, good. So you're going more so, you're reverting to the leash to control him. The only time you want to kick in with that is if we see like he launches at you to help like pull him off a bit. Otherwise, when you're turning, and I had a client, and now here, keep your, what I'm gonna have you do is now keep your arm slack and just tap, tap, tap. What's that? You're at 54?
Yeah.
60. And tap, tap, tap. Hit the pager function.
Which one's that?
That's the front one. Pager.
Okay.
Pager. Do you feel a vibration at all?
I personally don't.
Not through the leash? What about now? Hit the pager again.
Now I did.
Okay, so it is on. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to test that it's on. Now relax again. Tap on the nick button.
I didn't feel anything there.
It's okay. So you're on the nick, right? So that's the bumpy one. So tap, tap, tap.
He's not doing anything.
Correct. 65. Tap, tap, tap. 70. It's on because he vibrated it.
Okay.
Yeah, and he said he felt it.
I felt it one
Tap.
time.
Really just
Tap.
reacting?
Tap. 75. It can be because he's got such a thick coat. Tap.
Too.
Tap. Tap. 80.
I don't know if it's actually going, Jesse. It's. I thought I felt the vibration in the leash, but I might not have. It's.
Are you comfortable with grabbing around his neck?
I am.
You are?
She is.
Yeah, go ahead. So you're gonna grab the box, and we're gonna have Austin hit the pager function. Go ahead, pager. 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 Okay. Let's go ahead and touch the 2 red dots together. So go ahead and give her the remote.
I wonder how I accidentally turned that on.
You didn't. I think it may have died. Or it wasn't turned on.
Charged it all morning.
You charged in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay. So then maybe it's just we forgot to turn it on or something. So go ahead and pair it together.
What's weird though is he was reacting, but I wonder if that was from the leash pull.
Yeah, because he's getting conditioned that we're pairing these things together.
Yeah.
Okay. Now here, I'm going to have you pick up the box again so that you can look at it. Way to hit pager. Okay. And so I can
Should I
tell
turn
you.
it down then too?
Yes, turn it down, and I can tell you that that's fitted too loosely because you really easily swivel it around. So let's go ahead and tighten that up about 2 to 3 notches or so.
What do you want me to turn it down to, Jesse?
You can go down to what's your normal level typically?
47.
That's your his number?
47 is the normal.
What?
Didn't you say 47 is the normal number?
We'll wait till she gets that adjusted, then we'll go work on the number. Yeah, if you ever find like you're really up there and it's just like not affecting them, it's either it's not fitted correctly or we forgot to pair it or something. It happens.
Yeah.
I actually had a client last night that they forgot to charge it and
Really?
it died. Like it wasn't even on. So, but it was funny because the dog was doing stuff.
It's almost like it can see your finger. Doing
Yeah.
the tap.
Plus, I say tap, so that they can get conditioned, like recognize that word. So we're gonna test one more time. Go ahead and hit that pager function. Pager again.
Yeah. It's
Yep. All right. Cool. All right. So we'll go to pass off. We'll try that again. And then what's the typical working number, Savannah?
like 40, 45.
Okay. So we'll go down to 40.
I mean, I know it depends on the environment, so that's
That's usually it. Okay.
So,
Yeah, because I know at the facility we went up there, but that's because he was getting real anxious. So go ahead and we're gonna give a relax that arm, and just give a test tap on the bumpy button. Tap, tap, tap. So I see it flashing, but no response. 45.
Okay.
Tap, tap, tap. I've had people do that. 50. That's a little bit of a response, but he's still not. Tap, tap, tap. Yeah, so I can see the twitch here. You're at 50?
Yeah.
55? Yeah, everything's working now. Tap, tap. There you go. So that's a better number. Tap, tap. There you go. So what you're gonna do is relax, and it just turn inward like this.
Like this.
So now he's back on your left. There you go. Now relax your arms. Very good. Now we're gonna repeat the same thing, but with a turned on collar. Okay, whenever you're ready. Yep, forward. Good, now slow turn. Right, good job with that arm, good job. Keep it forward. Now slow walk here to a slow stop. Good, yep, forward. Good, keep forward.
maybe just right on the ground.
You're good. Now relax that arm. Turn.
Come on, baby.
Is there a dog? Oh, it's a girl. Good turn. Yep, forward. Good, tap. There he goes. Yep, it's okay. You got it, good. Relax that arm, good. Slow turn. Good. Now slow to a stop when you're ready. Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
So he has a tendency, and I don't know if he does it with you, I don't think he does as much, where he will almost walk into me
Sure.
when I'm going with him, and I have then the tendency to hold the leash out like this to try to almost redirect them away from me a little bit to keep space.
Right.
Worry about stepping on him.
Right.
How, you don't correct that with a tap, do you? Or
No, I walk into him.
You'll walk into him. Okay.
Yeah, so I actually kick into the dog.
Okay.
Okay. So don't worry about stepping on him.
Okay.
I mean, if you're worried about stepping on him because you want him to bite you, that's one thing. Don't worry
I don't
about.
wanna hurt him. Is
Yeah.
what it is, yeah.
But don't worry about that either.
Okay.
Because because he bit you, right?
Yeah. a couple
Yeah.
times.
Did he care about hurting you?
Not really.
There you go. No, not at all. I'll tell you that right now. Okay. So I'm not saying to do this out of meanness.
No, I know.
Right?
I get
But-
it.
Almost like a kind of like a knee, like a shin is what I use. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
to
So
kind of establish my space. I don't know if that's
you
kind
you
of,
can do that, but what we do here is when a dog starts to cross over me, I'll just boom move into them with that right leg, like just out of nowhere, because I want to use that physicality
Right.
to get the dog to bump off of me.
Okay. Oh,
There you go. So if you see this happening, you actually turn into him. Okay. So those left turns that we went over, we're gonna repeat
Turn
those.
into him with my left leg, essentially. I
Yeah.
gotcha.
So
Okay.
so you wouldn't do left leg, you would do right leg.
Right.
Because if you do left leg, if you turn into him, will punt him out that way.
Right.
Right leg will bring him back and keep him on your inside to your left. Okay. So there you go. So let's actually try that here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in the heel word, the pivots and the left turns.
Okay.
Okay. Do you remember?
The heel command I remember. My thing is though you don't command. There's no verbal command when you're making the actual turn.
No, it's all body language. Correct. So it's all visual cue. Okay. So for the left turn,
Yeah.
again leading. Yep. Good. Leading with that right leg. Okay.
Right.
So you're leading with the leg opposite to the turn. So when you turn left, you would slow down prior to that turn, and then right leg exactly, left leg into that right leg, and then the pivots to the right would be that extension of the left leg back on the right leg, and then going the opposite way. Okay. So we'll just kind of brush through those. Don't worry about being perfect. I just want to give you something so that now that when you can start working with Leon to start getting him, because here, like, there's been a couple of instances where he's gone a little bit, right?
A little bit. Yeah.
So we're wanting to address that. So now you're putting yourself in a situation where we may see that happen more frequently. It's part of the process. That's how we address these things, is I kind of force the issue. So I'm like, look, bud, I'm going to walk you, and you can try this nonsense, but I'm just keep going, and you're going to get remoted until eventually we don't get any of that stuff. However long that takes, I don't know. Just depends on how much you work with him, how consistent you are, how comfortable you are with challenging him, and then also winning those challenges. There's a lot of factors involved here, okay? But don't worry about stepping on him or whatever.
Okay.
Like my Chihuahua is 8 pounds, and
Yeah.
sometimes like he'll get too close to me where I step on him and he yips. I'm like, well, get out of my way.
Right.
Okay? That's how dogs think. Okay? It's like they don't take into consideration, they don't have sympathy type of stuff.
Sure.
It's just like if he doesn't like something that you're doing,
Right.
let you know. Okay? So go ahead and relax that arm. Go ahead and step around, and you're gonna come back on the sidewalk, and we're gonna come to a stop once you're on the sidewalk. Oh, that's fine. Yep.
Sorry.
And get in position here, and tap for the sit. Tap. There you go. Relax that arm, and you're gonna cue that word heel, and you want to move forward with your left leg first.
Heel.
There you go. So now everything kicks into effect. So if he passes you, you just turn and tap. Yeah, keep going forward. Now you're gonna do a slow turn. Yep, try to keep on the sidewalk. Hug to the right, good. And what I'm gonna have you do is make left turns here, okay? So whenever you're ready, go into a left turn. There you go. Now forward, good. Relax that arm. Left turn. Yeah, so here, turn. Because he got ahead of you, right?
Yeah.
So then what you would do is right when you notice that, you would pivot back and tap, you know, that immediate right pivot to bring him to your left side. Okay? Turn to your right, tap, forward. There you go. Now relax that arm. And if you see him try to cut in front of you, like just plow through him, just like boom, okay? Slow down. Get ready for that left turn. There you go. Boom. Yep, keep moving. Keep moving. There you go. Relax that arm. You got it. Good job. Keep forward. Tap, 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 tap. Good. Keep forward. Good. Relax that arm. Slow down to a left turn. Good job. Relax that arm. There you go. Good. Go ahead and relax that arm. Slow. Tap, 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 tap. Yep. Tap. What's our number right now?
It's 55.
Let's go to 60.
Okay.
Okay. Relax. Good. Forward.
Heel.
Slow down for that left turn. Good. Relax that arm. Good. Relax.
What's that?
Your wrist, your wrist like stays kind of you know, slow to that left turn. Good job. Keep it forward. Good job. Yep. You're good. You're gonna slow to a stop. Relax that arm. Good. Heel. Heel. Mm-hmm.
Heel.
Relax that arm. Good. Relax that arm. You have to get a collar for him too. Get ready to turn. Good. Yeah. So,
Keep pulling me off again.
so you're allowing him to command your space.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm gonna have you do is go ahead and we're gonna come to a stop right there. Okay. And I'm assuming this is all because of just the bites.
What's that?
You're wary of him.
Yes and no. I'll be honest with you. The bite thing right now doesn't worry me because of the muzzle thing. I'm not freaked out by that. I do have a legitimate fear of stepping on him. I know it sounds probably really stupid, but that is what it is. Yeah.
No, you care about him.
It's because he's really little. I think
Yeah.
it's probably more than anything I'm not. So. There you go.
Yep. 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 So here.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I do love corgis.
They're cute, aren't they?
Oh God, they're so sweet. They're so sweet. They're I actually belong to a corgi Facebook group, even though I don't have a corgi. Come on, Cece.
It's not seated right on his face.
Yeah, you got underneath his mouth, right? So if I move in, I don't want to worry about like right there. Like I made contact with him twice already. Tap, tap, tap. It's here. If I have something to him, yeah. He didn't like it. Too bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I keep with my movement. So when I turned in, because I caught him right here,
Yeah.
he was like,
Yeah.
right? But you're forcing that issue because now you're going, hey, I'm going to do this. I know you don't like it.
Right.
What are you going to do about it?
Sure.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
As soon as you gave me that little spiel, I gave a tap there, you just settled. Okay? So here, it's just being committed to, if I have to commit to him, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Good, heel. Good, heel. Tap, tap. Good. I'm forcing it.
I see it, yeah.
Okay? So I understand where you're coming from psychologically. It's very common.
Yeah.
But what's happening is, I understand I wanting to step on him, but then he's taking your space and you're like swaying to the
He
side.
pushes. I see. Yeah, he'll push me off the end of the sidewalk.
Yes, yeah. So,
I feel. Yeah.
and it's kind of like, I mean, with people, like let's say you put your food down at a cafeteria table, and someone just like, as you get up to get forks and stuff, someone just goes and takes your table, and you just go like, okay, well, I guess I'll sit at this table. You know, like that is, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it doesn't seem like much, but it means a lot to him. Okay? So now I'm just putting it in the context that you're like, oh yeah, I can see, I see what you mean now. And it's super simple. All you're doing is swaying. And I see it happen all the time because you're being mindful of him, but you can't be, you have to hold your exactly, and not be afraid of, if you know, using physicality. Like he just overreacts, right?
His overreaction probably gets me.
Yeah, but he bit you a couple times.
No, I don't. I get it.
You know, so it's okay. That's what I'm here for. So I'm letting you know, that what's important is where you're coming from. Okay, you're not doing this out of malice, and I'm not telling you to do it to be a jerk. I'm saying when he's getting in your way, claim that space back and go like, no, that's not going to happen. Okay. And I did that without any yelling, without any frustration. I just did it with assertive energy and moving it and claiming that space, okay? And you're gonna get some challenges. You're going like, yo, like, he's going, yo, like, you're trying to, you're cutting into me. And it's like, yeah, but I'm dad. You know, it was like, like growing up, my mom did stuff like that all the time. And I was like, hey, oh, you did this? She's like, yeah, but I'm your mom. Like, it is what it is. It's tough, right? So very similar. So we're gonna try that again.
Yeah.
The main thing is just hold your course, right? Just keep on that sidewalk. Don't end up curving out like this. And if you have to, don't be afraid to cut into them.
Yeah.
And make that sharp turn, okay?
Yep.
Good turn, good turn. Relax that arm. And you're gonna slow for that turn. Right, commit to it. There you go. Better. Yep, keep it forward. Good. Yep. Yeah, forward. Yeah, forward. Claim that space. It's okay. You caught yourself though.
Got it, yeah.
You caught yourself. That's what matters. Good. Tap forward. Tap forward. Good. Tap forward. Tap, tap, tap. Get him to catch up. There he is. Relax that arm. Good. Yeah, slow for that turn. Yeah, cut.
You want me to keep going?
Well, because it looked like you were going to commit to that turn, but then it looked like you were.
I thought you wanted to stop.
No, you're good.
Sorry.
So now, tap. There we go. We're going to be more strict. Earlier, I let it happen with her
Where he lays down like
because
that.
of relaxation, but for you, because you're on different tiers right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're in the tier of getting him to respect you and not trying to bully you. Okay. So you have to be more strict with stuff. For her, since she's already done a lot of work, I was more down the stage of like, we want relaxation with him in the environment. Okay. So that's why if I'm being inconsistent. Okay. So your left turns look really good now. Okay. Now you're aware of what I was pointing out. So now when you find yourself doing that, just counter yourself right away. Go, nope, I got to claim that space. Okay. So now we're gonna do is just a couple of those pivots. So these are the slow down to the extend the left leg back the opposite way. You're going immediately to the right.
Immediately to the right. I got
Correct.
you.
Okay. But you have to slow down first, and you're extending your left leg and then stepping back.
Okay.
I've got a question. I know when he was working with him, he got far behind because he was kind of trying to pull back a little bit. I guess he does that sometimes on a walk, and I know we've talked about making sure that it's not like obstinance basically, and
Sure.
kind of tapping. So do you just tap forward until he gets to a certain?
Tap until he catches his right shoulder to my left leg.
Okay.
So, whether it's obstinance or laziness or uncertainty, what's important is that you keep your forward motion. And so When he passes us, you turn the other way and you tap, right? Tap. So you're going opposite to him. When he pulls right, you pull left. When he goes ahead, you turn around. If he lags behind, you speed up. So you're just trying to create a gap for him to close in so that he reaches your left leg.
Because he does that thing, and I noticed it today a little bit with him, where he'll walk a few steps and then he'll pause and he'll walk and he's watching what we're doing, but
yeah.
I don't know.
It might be because if you're not having clear communication, he's not sure if you're stopping, turning.
Yeah.
So then he's hesitant. Okay. That's why it's like you have to be committed, tap to the pull to your left, tap. There you go. Like that. You have to be committed to what it is you're doing. Tap. Good. So like that's why you're walking at your pace, and then when you're ready to stop or turn, you slow down. And then you commit to it, right? So right there, you might get some like uncertainty because he's like, are you gonna stop or are you gonna turn?
Right.
So he has to watch, that's fine. But if it's on the walk, then it may be just not giving clear direction of we're moving, okay? So for the pivot, Austin, to give you a visual.
Yeah.
Slow, left leg, right leg, back, okay?
Gotcha.
So try this, go like this with your left leg. Okay, now you're gonna step back on your right leg. Now forward to left. That's the pivot. Okay. Relax that arm. Okay, good. And you're gonna slow. That's a good turn. I'm gonna have you slow a little bit more prior to that turn, okay? So that was a little abrupt. There you go, much better, right? Yep, forward, left, tap, good. Relax, good. There you go, that was good. He got discombobulated. You just keep what you were doing. That was all good. There you go, much better, much cleaner, very good. Let's try a couple more of those. Right, good. Perfect. There he goes. Excellent. Left, right, and then you're gonna slow to a stop. There you go. Good. So now, that all looked really good. Is now I'm gonna have you just blend those things together. So you're gonna switch between doing those those left turns, tap. There you go. Wait a moment. Oh, it got stuck on his Oh, he fixed. Nope. Now he fixed it. Tap. There you go. Is you're going to switch between the left turns and the pivots. Okay, just alternating between them.
Gotcha.
Okay. Go ahead. Yes. It's because we're close by the lake.
Yeah.
Relax that arm. Good pivot. Yep, keep forward. There you go. Tap. Yep, commit. Keep moving. Tap. There you go. Good. Good turn. Right, good pivot. You're good. Tap, left, there we go, good. Tap, forward, tap. Good, relax. Good. Now it's, so it gets stuck in between his mouth, but then he fixes it.
What part of it?
The bottom. It's okay. Like he every time he has a moment and it kind of goes, in his mouth, that bottom part, he paws at it and he ends up fixing it. So it's strapped to something, right? The collar?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that should keep it secure. So he shouldn't be able to remove that. But all you would do is you would pull it forward and then pop it out so that it would go over his mouth. Okay. So right there, for whatever reason, got pissy. Too bad. You tapped him. you corrected them, settled it, and then you continue going. Okay? Tap. We're gonna do a couple more.
Heel.
Good crossover. Yep, you're good. Good, keep forward. We're gonna do a couple more. Tap, 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 little jerk, tap, 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 tap. Keep going, tap, tap.
Trying to fix his muzzle again.
Yeah, there he goes.
Should I try to tighten him?
Let me see here. Not, there he goes. Now forward. See, he fixes it. So I'm just like,
How does he keep getting it off like that? Is he just pulling at it?
yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, I've had that happen before.
Yeah.
Yep. And then slow to stop.
He may learn too not to come at me and bite my leg because then he.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he has to do it, you know. So, good. Much better from where you started.
Yeah.
So now it's just, you know,
Consistency.
yeah, you know, at least setting aside 15 minutes. You know, I understand you're busy and stuff.
Yeah.
But 15 minutes just so it keeps it fresh.
Yeah.
You know, so that we keep working on those bad habits of like putting the leash pressure and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody does it. But the more you practice this, the more it becomes like, all right, I don't do that. But your turns were all correct. Your left turns were really good. Your pivots are good. The heel with the left leg, that was all good. It was just too worried about stepping on him, stuff like that. It is what it is. You know, you claim that space, you keep going. So it's kind of like if he's like possessing something and you get too close, like, right? Like you don't care. So I think it's the same. I'm like, all right, well, you got underneath my feet. I don't care. All right, don't get underneath my feet. So, questions about any of this stuff? All right, so let's do a quick review of the placemat stuff. You show me what Savannah reviewed with you.
You want him to
Do you want-
have it or-
Correctly.
Yeah. Do you want to?
Oh, no, I'll have you do it.
I have not actually set him in place yet.
Then I'll show you. So what you're gonna do, it's pretty simple. See, he already did it. So, do you understand what place is?
Yes.
Okay. So it's very general. It's not anything specific other than go to this area and don't step off. I don't care if he sits, lays down, or stands up. I just don't want him to leave the area itself. Okay. So it's very simple. Savannah has already taught the foundation, so we're just going to transfer it over to you. Good job. You're going to start from like about 2 to 3 feet away. Right now, Leon went there. I don't care, but I'm going to have you walk away with him, and you'll come back. Don't worry so much about the heel. If he tries to prematurely go to the placemat, I want you to prevent him from doing so. Okay, now with the tap, with the leash pull. Okay, with just the leash, and then you're gonna keep him here. You're gonna wait a moment. Then you're gonna say the word place, and you're gonna start tapping, and he should descend. Okay. The way we taught this is Savannah was just pulling on the leash and tapping until Leon went on the placemat, and then we would stop tapping. So then he learned, oh, when I feel this pulling towards this, and I hop on, everything stops. And then once we conditioned that, we then layered in the word place. Okay.
I just
So.
have a quick question, because he's used the word spot.
Oh, spot.
But should we use place? Because
No, you can use spot. Or
spot
whatever you're
has
using
been
for
kind
it.
of trained as just like a go there and see how long you last kind of thing in the past. So I don't know if it's beneficial to use the new.
What were we using last week?
We weren't using anything.
Oh, you
no
weren't?
words.
Oh, okay.
So
You
I
can
haven't
use
used
spot.
anything with him.
Because now he's just going to learn spots, which means you're going to stay there.
Okay.
Okay. Whatever I use places. That's my word. But you're welcome to use spot. You know, starting with the new word doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because let's say he tries to sneak off and stuff.
Yeah.
Once he gets remote, he's going to learn real quick. That spot no longer is leading.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So spot. Okay.
Gotcha.
So go ahead
So
and
pull 'em off.
yeah, go just pull them off. Yep. Pull. And move and pull. There you go. Good. And then you're gonna walk around like in a circle, or whatever, and bring them back to the area mat. That's good right there. Okay. And here, go ahead and you're gonna say the word spot.
Spot.
Tap.
Spot.
Tap. Now you're gonna put leash pressure towards the bed. Tap.
Spot.
Tap. Right there. Now relax. Good. And when you cue the word spot, you're only gonna say it once. Okay? You're gonna say it once, and the tap is gonna keep repeating until he places himself. Okay? Now we're gonna cue the word break.
Break.
Break means he's off the clock. He can move. There we go. And we're gonna repeat that a few times. Okay?
Spot.
Good.
Pull him up.
And break.
Break.
Yep. And go ahead and walk away a little bit. Come back towards the placemat. Right. Wait a moment. Spot. Tap.
Spot.
Tap.
Spot.
Tap. Remember, no repeats. A little bit of leash pressure. Tap towards the placemat.
Spot.
Yep. Tap. Tap. Take a step forward. Tap. Tap. Step forward. It's okay. Tap. 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 There he goes. Good. So he starts fidgeting with that muzzle, right?
Yeah.
Now the reason why I was like, just keep tapping was because the last like 10 times he's got the muzzle like that, he got it back in place again.
Right.
He fixed it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going like, okay, cool. He already knows how to quote unquote fix it. Now I'm gonna make him like he shouldn't be worried about the muzzle. He should be worried about what you just said. Okay, and you said spot. Okay, so the longer he dillies with that muzzle, the longer he's gonna get tapped. And you're trying to be like, spot, go there. Okay, so that's overriding any resistance, and this isn't too bad, like in terms of resistance wise. But I'm using every opportunity to be a jerk without being a jerk.
Right.
Like all I'm doing is tapping and saying like, spot, like go there. However long that takes him to figure it out is on him. The faster he gets there, the faster we stop promoting. It's just how it works. Okay, we're gonna do a couple more. Break.
Break.
Spot.
Spot.
Tap. And a little bit of leash pressure towards the bed. Tap.
Spot.
There you go. There you go.
Twice.
All right. There you go. Good. I already told Savannah she's gonna buy you an e-collar.
She needs to.
She's gonna zap you. Okay. Break.
Break.
Good.
Spot.
Tap. Tap. Yep. Tap. A little bit more leash pressure. Tap. 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 A little bit more pressure. Tap. 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 Go and choke up on it a little bit. On the leash closer to where his collar is. There you go. Now forward to the placemat. Tap. Tap. There you go. Right there. So whenever you need more immediate leverage, you grab closer to the collar.
Okay.
Okay. So like right there, because it was so since you gave the full slack, you were like this, right?
Yeah.
But it was stretching across your body, so there's no real communication. So when you cut that in half, it gave you more direct towards this area.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
So now let's go ahead and switch handlers real quick.
His tongue is like stuck in his muzzle. He's a hot mess, right?
Okay. I'll have you do the same thing, Savannah. Okay. Tap. Yep. Whenever you're ready. Tap. Tap. There you go. Good. And relax. There it is. Good.
Spot.
Tap. Tap. There he is. Attaboy. Now, the moment you see him running to the area, Matt, you can release the tension and stop your movement so that he goes there himself. You can even lay off the pressure as well, because it's very, like, that was very clear, like, I'm going.
Yeah.
Okay? Break.
Break. Spot.
There you go. Look at that little gallop there.
Okay, break.
Savannah, just be careful over there. There's a lot of broken glass.
Yeah, I can see it right there.
Spot.
Good. Yeah, I could. There's like little. If you just keep like towards this side,
Okay.
you'll be
Stay towards
fine.
the tree.
Break. Spot.
Tap, tap. There he goes. Good. That's all his previous training coming through.
Okay, break.
Just do a couple more.
Spot.
Tap. Yep. Tap. There we go. Good. We're gonna do one more.
Break. spot.
There it is. Good, good. So, for the application of this, like you said when you were making dinner or something like that, right? So it's the reason why we did this last class was anxious energy tends to move or want to move. So like we saw that, and you'll see it if you watch his video. It's like the last half hour is she placed him, and I think we started like at 30 or to 40.
Yeah,
and
it got like up to 60 because he was being a shit.
yeah, he just kept like he did not want to stay put. Okay, so we kept little by little increasing the power until eventually he stayed there for like the last 20 minutes. But it took, each time him making that mistake, he started to get really pissed off.
Yeah.
I heard.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, and we worked him through it. But then after, like, the worst he did was like he started growling and like going for the leash.
Yeah.
But then after we got over that at the higher number, he was fine.
Okay.
Okay. So when you start to crack resistance, you see like what looks like worse behavior.
The anger.
Like like anger, the aggression. I'll get fear, anxiety, I'll get yelping, things like that, because the brain does not want to give it up, but you're at that breaking point. Everybody has a breaking point, where it's like, okay, I can't resist this anymore, I just have to do it. And that's what we were getting with him. But then once he did it, he sat there like for like literally 20 minutes and didn't move. So don't be discouraged when you see that stuff. That's why we have this muzzle. This is what allows us to push through those things and not be concerned about, what happens if he gets aggressive. You just keep pushing through until he gets over it and you get the compliance. Or like for me, like when I work with the really, really aggressive dogs and I have to like put my pants on and the jacket on, and I'm like, okay, like have at it, right? And it's tough.
I
But
can't
then
imagine what an actually aggressive dog is like.
Yeah.
there's one of if you go to my YouTube channel, if you look up aggressive pit bull,
Yeah.
there's one where you see me in my suit and like he's attacking the arm. It's a white pit. I only worked with them for like 2 to 3 classes. They had a real weird like scenario situation happen where they ended up having to move just after they started training, and then the place they moved to didn't allow pit bulls. So I don't know whatever happened then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see in the video just like how crazy.
Dog was.
Yeah, and I mean my mentor Richard Hines has a couple of them that are just crazy. We're like, holy crap.
They make
Yeah.
me so uncomfortable
Yeah,
to watch. I have like
I-
videos that I'm sitting there cringing because I'm like,
I was a big Dog Whisperer fan when I was a kid, and it would get my heart pumping just watching that.
Sure,
crap.
yeah, and like he's had a couple on his show, but nothing like
Yeah.
I was actually telling my employees, his casting company called me like a few years ago
oh really?
because he was coming to Chicago for his son's TV show, and they were asking if I had any dogs that I was working with that they could use, and I was like, well, yeah, I got one, this really human aggressive case. He's like, yeah, we're not doing human aggression. And it's funny because he had that like
That's
real
what they should be
typical
doing.
like
Yeah.
Hollywood like producer voice
Yeah.
that they use in the cartoons, and I'm like, what? But like he's like, yeah, we're looking for the cute grandma story, that everybody's like kind of, it's just like very emotional. And I was like, yeah, nope, don't got that. I mean, all the other dogs are doing good, so I don't need them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to work through all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's why it's important that we're neutral. We're not getting angry. We're not getting
Right.
frustrated. We're not being overly like just like yanking them all over the place.
Yeah.
This is why I like e-collar, because like right there when he went at you, it was like, I'm tired of this, and you're like,
You can tap it out.
Muzzle
Yeah,
is
and then that was it.
bad.
Yeah, the muzzle helps a lot. It takes that
edge.
edge
Yeah,
off, because I mean, he guaranteed today with what we were doing would have
Oh, yeah.
He would-
guaranteed.
Yeah, and then like
Yeah.
dancing around the problem is not fun.
No,
like
you're right.
You really get like me, like I've done it, but that's why I have the suit. Like there's been times where like, yeah, sure, I'll just work through it, and the dog nailed me. I'm like,
Yeah.
like I had a dog jump up and took a big chunk here.
Oh, my.
Like it was a puppy too, it was a 3-month-old puppy. He bit the son and the husband like 5 times in just one from 2 months to 3 months. He was like just genetically
What
aggressive.
kind of dog was he?
He was a Red Heeler. Yeah. So I remember the first day I worked with him, it was craziness. And then I was working with him with the e-collar, and then he was super resistant. And then finally, right when I got him to comply, he jumped up and then just like nailed me. And it's funny because I was thinking to myself, like, I should put the suit on. I'm like, nah, I'll be fine. It's a 3-month-old puppy.
Yeah.
Got me.
Those little puppy razor blade teeth.
Oh,
I know.
God.
So,
How can I make this a little more difficult for him at home? Because it is such a calm environment, and really the only, like when I was home by myself, the only thing that got him to leave was like me opening the cheese drawer, right? So I corrected him, I got him in.
Yeah.
So like, is it make sense to make it a little harder on him? Like it feels too easy.
You can do longer duration
Okay.
or a distance, right? So like, I think we talked about like starting close by to make it easier for you, and then you would progress to like, okay, he's across the room and you're doing.
Yeah, I was like cooking dinner that night. The only time he moved was when I went for the.
So then, what's the longest you've tried to practice it in total?
In total, he's been practicing like an hour each time.
Okay.
And he'll break like once or twice on accident. Well, not on accident, but
Sure.
he'll go off of it.
Okay, then I bump it to 2 hours.
Okay.
I mean, because at my facility we do like anywhere between 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Right off the bat,
Yeah,
and there's a lot like it's like a kid, like getting a kid to hold still and be quiet, like it's challenging. Same thing for these guys.
Yeah.
Like if I have a dog that hates vacuuming, I'll tell the owner like,
That's actually a really good idea.
I was thinking of
He
that.
detests vacuuming.
So yeah. So then would I be vacuuming and like he'll be in kind of control like this then?
Sure.
Would that
Yeah, you can
be
do a tag team type of deal,
Yeah.
right? And I mean, I would, have the leash on him and everything, and then have Austin with the remote while you're vacuuming. You always start. If you want to work up to it, you start with an off vacuum.
Yep.
Okay. Get used to that first, then you go to vacuum going on, and then being at a distance and closing in, or you just go vacuum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because even if he doesn't like it, and he goes after it. Power is going to override.
Yeah.
I guaranteed I'm going to make the power override the dog's discomfort of the vacuum.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, is the owner savvy enough to make that happen? Otherwise, you can do that step by step. There's no right or wrong. Just go by how people feel.
Yeah.
Some of my clients are all about like taking all the steps, and some of my other clients are like, no, this is great. We're making a lot of progress. Do it.
Yeah.
I go, all right, there you go. So
Yeah, because that's what I mean. It's I don't want to say it's easy for him. Like I can see that when he's on the bed, he's like he doesn't want to be there because he's been told now to be there. But he does find not breaking it. So it's like I want to kind of challenge that to get him to be a little more reliable, I guess.
I would start with that first. Anything that he would not like or that bothers him.
Watering the plants.
Sure. And then you would build up to like, guests coming over.
Yeah.
That would be like the foundation just for that.
Yeah.
Anything that would distract, like if he loved playing fetch, I play some and I'm bouncing the ball, right, around him. If that was a thing, I would do that. If you went out to like let's say busy environment to bug him, go to a somewhat busy restaurant, take him with a place, with the intention of like probably not gonna have the greatest dinner because I might have to dress Leon a bit, but you're putting him now to hold still within a very busy environment. That's another, like I said earlier, more exposure with the healing, or more exposure with just being stationary in that kind of context. Okay. Other questions?
No.
Good. So good job today. That was an easy catch up. Okay. So now, at least 15 minutes if you can.
Yeah.
Okay. And then this stuff as well. But the walking for you is gonna be like the core of like just getting him to like tolerate you.
Yeah.
Coexist with you. Push those things that he's uncomfortable with. Don't worry about walking into him, stepping on him, all that stuff. Just clean that space. If you piss him off, no big deal. The main thing is that you don't reciprocate. Right. So like if he's like, you're like, God damn it, Leon, right?
Yeah.
Now you're both just feeding into each other. So if he reciprocates and you have your tools with you, use your tools, de-escalate them, whatever. When we have our Zoom session, I'll talk about other means of correcting. So like within the home, so you're not solely reliant on the call all the time. But then I'll also give you some drawbacks as well too. So there's a lot of answers here. Okay.
Definitely schedule the Zoom call. There is a chance that I may not be available next Saturday.
Okay.
My work schedule's stupid.
It's okay.
Does he need to be here for that one, or would he be
we could do Zoom.
Okay, that would
Yeah, the Zoom will be the behavioral stuff, so just be there for the Zoom.
Yeah. That's,
And then for the other one, next class, so if we feel like we're making progress behaviorally, I just keep with more obedient stuff. So the next thing logically would be recall, or come when called. I think every dog should know to have a solid recall. So that could be something that would be something that we work on. Otherwise, if if you're concerned about like we really want to target the behavioral stuff, what I would do is we would switch to digital, right? We would do our first Zoom session, all the information for everything that we're struggling with from the home. Wait, some time goes by, maybe it's a week or two. Second Zoom session, Jessica's going great. This is what we're struggling with. Cover that, and then if that's solid, then it's like, hey, we're good now within the home. Then you go, okay, now we can come back and just continue with obedience. Otherwise, if it's like, hey, it's not going as smoothly as we planned, then we would just continue with the Zooms to work on behavioral stuff inside the home. Okay? Because you have two things here. You have the leash walking stuff, which is the core foundation for everything, and then now you have some stationary control to test that anxiety and control them when guests come over. So now you have to do the exercise to address that separation anxiety, to address people coming into the home, people leaving the home, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I think that would be good because there's so much at home.
Yeah. So if that's the case, like if you know, like, we want to switch and focus more to digital, tell Maria, because then she's going to end up, because we have other people that we need to book, right?
For sure.
And then we just play it by ear.
I think that would be
That'd be
best.
fast.
What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt. Yeah. Like
I have no problem with that.
I hate missing it, so
Yeah, that works. Okay. Yeah, so just let her know. And then I need to send you a video on the door.
Yeah.
And I felt like there was one more I talked about that I needed to send you.
We talked about the aggressive dog, but
Oh, yeah, that's if you want to.
Yeah. If I want a good right.
It'll make you feel a lot better about Leon, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen it pretty